Hello, my friends. Hello. How are you guys? So, we're gonna have a cup of tea and talk about the last couple of days. Actually, yesterday. We're gonna talk about yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday? Yes, it was. What happened? No, we'll talk about the last 2 days. Let's do Wednesday and Thursday. There's no food vlogs. There's no pictures. Why? Because it was as if the sky opened and rained crazy on my life the past 2 days. Wednesday, my youngest daughter has DIBELS testing. It's like a state test to see where the kids are and blah, blah, blah. And so we had to go do that. It was the most unorganized, screwed up, ridiculous mess I have ever been in. Women with 4 children, 6 and under, were there. Lots of them with kids that age. What the hell are you doing with that many kids that age? And why are you allowing them to like stomp on my kids? Because that was what was happening. A lot, that's one thing. It drives me kind of crazy. I have a child who can be a behavior problem. Don't get me wrong. I understand the challenges of, keeping them entertained in a place like, where there's not really a kid-friendly place. I understand the challenges of making them listen, of discipline in public, of, because it makes people uncomfortable when you're like putting a kid in timeout and then they have to sit next to the kid who's in timeout. But it's like, you know what? It sucks to be a parent to a child that's difficult, but it can also be extremely rewarding. And just because other people don't understand it doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. So you have 4 effing kids, and I'm having my one kid sit still and sit down and be quiet as according to all the adults who work there. Then even if you're not going to listen to them and make your kid be quiet, keep your kid off of mine. Because there was kids like climbing on her, stepping on her, running over her, and I had her out because there weren't enough chairs for grown-ups and kids. So I was like, okay, I picked a corner chair, pulled it a little bit further from the wall, and let her sit on the floor, and she had her video game. And she was just sitting, playing her video game, and I was sitting like curled into her so that there was like kind of a protection barrier. And still kids were like climbing in there and stomping on her and like trying to take her DS to look at. It's like, get your kid. I should not have to correct your kid. I'm like, please leave that alone. Please leave that alone. Would you keep your hands to yourself? Oh, you just kicked her. Would you stop? And finally I was like, excuse me, don't touch her toy and don't kick her again. And I hate being a bitch, and I really hate being a bitch to somebody else's kids because that's not my role. That can be scary for a child. It's uncomfortable for me. It's not okay. Ugh, broke this nail, by the way. Okay. Not all the way down there. I broke it like the tip off. The paint tipped off when I broke it. Anyway, so that was Wednesday. Also, during that extravaganza, we had a 9:45 appointment to do that. We got there at 9:15 because I am in my personal life always late. You just know that. You learn to love it. You're at a party with friends and somebody says, is she coming? And they go, she's coming. She's going to be 2 hours late. Okay, great. I'm glad we all understand that. But in my life as it pertains to other people, I like to be on time and to be responsible and to respect their professional time. So I'm there early. And I mean, whatever. So I expected a 30 to 45 minute wait. The 30 minutes I got there early, maybe 15 extra. They were letting people just come and sign in and seeing them in the order they came. So a bunch of people who decided not to make appointments and not to have a time just showed up at 9 o'clock and signed in before us. We didn't fucking leave until after 11. That's not okay. Alright. So that day was shot to hell. It was crazy. I mean, food-wise, whatever. Actually, food-wise, I was good Wednesday. I was good. I was at like 1,500. I was at 1575. I can't remember the exact number, and I'm not looking it up right now. But I had this little snack of sesame sticks planned. I was at like 1575, I think, which is fine. And I had a little snack of sesame sticks planned, and I ate one, and a sesame seed got stuck like on the soft, fleshy part of your throat, like almost at your gag reflex, and it was like stuck, like point in, and I was like, oh, and I kept swallowing, and it hurt to breathe, and it hurt to swallow, and I drank a lot of water trying to get it down, and I had to eat 2 hot dog buns at 80 calories apiece just to because I looked it up on the internet, they were like, eat bread. So I'm like chewing like a big old wad of bread and like trying my best to like aim it at the right place when I swallowed. That sucked. I was like, I cannot effing believe that I have to use 160 calories to get a sesame seed out my effing throat. That's so stupid. There you go. That was Wednesday. Well, Wednesday sucked, little fat. Hope you had a better Thursday. Let me tell you about Thursday. Are you ready? So Thursday starts. And my mom, I'm going to look it up so that I can really, really tell you guys. My mama sends me a text message. Now, I don't like random chainmail text messages. Not okay. But my mama sent me one, and my mom's been kind of MIA, so it was nice just to get a message from her. And it was one that says, today will be the best day of your life. Send this to 14 friends in 10 minutes when you read. So I sent it. I only sent it to 10 because that's as many people as I can forward to at once, and my phone's really hard to forward messages, but I sent it. Okay. One of those people was my brother. My brother wrote me back an hour later and said, LOL. That's cool. I'm already having a fabulous day. No, I think he said, I'm already having the best day ever. Love you. Thanks, anyway. That's sweet. That was like at 11 o'clock. It's like, oh, my little brother is having a great day. Yay. That's awesome, right? Great. At 3:30, I got a text message that said, hey, going to the ER. We'll text you later. I'm sorry. Did you not grow up in the house with me? Did you not know that I'm the neurotic child? Did you not understand that I'm the one who has to take medicine for anxiety? Because I don't handle shit like that well, and I don't wait. I'm instantly calling him back. Like, what the fuck is going on? Are you okay? What? He had an accident at work. Nobody's fault. Accidents happen. He works in a dangerous field. He is out in the field and out, with pipes and drilling equipment. So it is going to happen from time to time. And it just happened. There was like an air bubble in a hose or something, and it kicked back, got him in the teeth. Didn't hit like this. Didn't just break the teeth. It hit straight. Splintered them. All fucked up. Here's a picture. Yeah. So, he went to the hospital, out of town, and they couldn't help him. So they sent him to the emergency room in New Orleans. So, by the time he got there, that was 3:30 when it happened. It was like 9:30. My mom is freaking out. She lives an hour and a half away. She's on her way down. My dad is being my dad, which means he cares, but he's not getting too upset. And my brother's ex-girlfriend / his son's mother is freaking out because they are very close. And, I have my mom calling me and her calling me, and it's like, okay, kids, we need to just calm down, sort this shit out, right? So I get my brother to the hospital, because I had to, give him MapQuest directions on the phone. Then my daddy, his ex-girlfriend, and I drive there, because my brother, when he was little, 18 months old, just got his teeth, fell and knocked his 2 front teeth out. And so his first semi-memory is having his 2 front teeth like fucked with and painfully put back in, and just, it was a really traumatic experience. Then his like next memory is another tooth issue he had as a slightly older child. He is deathly afraid of the dentist, to the point where he had a severe cavity and a severe toothache and let it go ridiculously long without talking to my mom because he was scared to go when he was younger. So, and as an adult, he is severely, like, he turns white, he's, you know, he jumps off his shit, he climbs shit, he hurts himself, he's broken things, he's smashed his, I mean, he's just a nut. But it comes to the dentist and he is severely afraid. So it's like, okay, daddy could go, but he needs kind of like that mom love, that like, I understand you're going to act too tough, but I know you're scared out of your mind, and I can hold your hand even though, and we'll act like it's for me, but really it's for you kind of thing. So I went at 9 o'clock at night, and my mom drove in. She stayed with my kids because I had to leave them with a friend because my wife has a big day tomorrow. Well, today, whatever. So I left the kids with a friend. My mom drove in, got the kids. I sat there with my dad, my brother, and his ex until 3 o'clock in the morning. And then my dad was like, you know what? You two can go if you feel like you can drive. And I was like, I feel like I can drive. It's not interstate. It's an easy drive. I feel like I can drive. So I drove home. Me and his ex-girlfriend. My dad and him stayed there, and they are still there now. It's 12 o'clock. It's noon. And they're still at the hospital. So they're going to pull the tooth out. The tooth that's got like the piece still, that's getting pulled. The other one's going to have a root canal because they think the root's going to die. It was banana pancakes. And what I realized when I was there, I was starving. So hungry that I was like, I'm going to get something out of the vending machine. I am starving. I'll just deal with the calories and figure it out. Pick out the best possible choice and go. But at that time, I look over, I'm like, I'm so hungry, I wish there was a vending machine. And his ex goes, there's one right behind us. And I was like, oh. And like when I turned to look at it to see what was in it, I like saw my brother's face. And that was probably about like midnight or whatever. And it was funny because when we first got there, the pain was making him turn white. And then as we sat there, he started to turn like really red. And it was like creeping like through his whole entire face over like the hours. And I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, I'm in so much pain and I'm so hungry. Because it happened at work at 3 o'clock, and you're talking about midnight now. He can't eat. And I was like, oh, well, I will not eat, because I will not sit here and eat food in front of you knowing that you can't. That's not okay. I was like, well, when you get pain medicine, I'll eat something. Because he was like, no, you can. Well, he didn't even get seen. He still doesn't have pain medicine. Is that not nuts? I mean, that's crazy. So I don't even know. Oh, God. All right. That's my story of Wednesday and Thursday. And that's why this week has been so fucked up. And that's why there's no food vlog. And I have that scale video. I recorded one piece of it. I need to record the rest, but it's just been bananas. And I have to do my giveaway. Let's go do that giveaway real quick. If y'all want to bear with me. The computer's acting all a wackadoo. But alright, I'm not doing that right now because my computer's acting funny, but I'll do that today at some point and upload it for the Wii game, and then we'll talk about the scale today or tomorrow. It's gonna happen. Can you believe that? How bad does my little brother look? Oh.